Hey guys, it's Abhimanyuxx, and today I have a pretty special gameplay for you guys, and at least it is special for me because it is my first double MOAB. I have never gotten a double MOAB before, and I was a couple of times I was so close. I've actually posted a game, and it was also on a lockdown where I was, where I already got the first MOAB, and I was on a 23 kill streak, 1 kill away from second MOAB, and I get panic knifed, and I was a couple of times with like 20 kill streak, and I died and stuff like that, and I got so frustrated. I said I will never ever try like purposely get a double MOAB. If it happens, it happens, but I will never try it again. And the reason for that is, in my opinion, if you don't have a team to play with and you want to get a double MOAB, you almost have to get a perfect game, because otherwise you need a team that will help you control the length of the game. That if you're winning, then they will let the enemy cap some flags so that the game lasts longer. If you're losing, they will jump on flags, so again that the game lasts longer. And if you don't have any support, if you want to get a double MOAB, you almost have to play a perfect game. Like basically I played a perfect game right here. And if there is something that I am not a perfectionist, really. When I was young, I was that kid that would always forget something. When we would have like school trip, I would be the one that will forget my school bag. And when I was young, I was like almost a professional tennis player. And oh my god, I cannot even tell you how many rackets I forgot on a tennis court, and how many tennis shoes I lost, how many tennis balls I lost, and I don't know what more equipment, you can lose. Basically anything you can lose, I lost. And I'm pretty sure, my father still has a gray hair only because of me losing so many things. And yeah, basically, if I'm not, I'm not a perfectionist. I'm clumsy as hell. I'm not as clumsy anymore. As you get older, these things become somewhat easier. But yeah, I'm still far away from being a perfectionist. And if you are right now wondering what the hell has that got to do with playing Call of Duty, it does, maybe not much, but it does. Your personality will also somewhat affect of your, style of game. And, I don't really like to play in such a way that, I always have to be careful not to die. And at the same time, I have neither the skill, neither, in this game, neither the connection to just, rush around and basically kill everybody in my sight. So, and for all those of you who will say, look at how fast you're killing these guys, you have a great connection. Guys, you have to understand, this is all recorded in theater mode. And theater mode is the biggest liar of them all. In this game, theater mode lies so much. I actually wanted to make like a lag compensation montage or cliptage, however, where I will get it like my different deaths, where I play, for example, with shotguns, and I play with Model 1887, and I shoot a guy twice and I don't even get a hit marker. Then I watch kill cam, and in kill cam I'm not even shooting. The guy has so much advantage that in real time I shot twice, and on kill cam I'm not even shooting. But then you go back and watch it, what happened in a theater mode, and in theater mode again you're shooting but you're missing. So I promise you can try it yourself. When you have a game with a really bad connection, where the enemies have huge advantage, go and watch that game in the theater mode, and you will see the theater mode is the biggest freaking liar, and it always makes you seem like you have at least somewhat decent connection. But I don't want to complain about the connection right now. I do also get games where I have a good connection, and this was certainly one of those. If I had like that, one of those connection where I'm 2 steps behind my enemies, there would be no way of me getting a double MOAB. So I do get these games where it feels like I maybe have some advantage over the enemies, but the problem is, in this game, when it comes to connection, it's different from player to player. And while you may have advantage over some players, there will be, there will, at least in my case, there will always be at least one guy that is like 1 step in front of me. And while that might not be that much, and if you're careful, you can still usually take him out, especially if he's not the best player. But you know, if you want to get that perfect game, if you want to try to get double MOABs, you really have to be really careful. Now, when I say careful, that doesn't mean you have to play slow. If you're a good player, you can still play pretty fast. But you have to be very focused for every corner you take, and that's just something I am not. You know, I don't know. I don't know how to be always careful. Like I mentioned, if there is something I'm not a perfectionist. And let me here to tell you a little story what I did when I was somewhat younger. I know I wasn't that young at that time. I think I was like 17, 18 years old, and you know, I had a friend that I used to visit after the school. He was somewhat older. I think at that time he had like maybe 28, maybe 30 years. And like, you know, many 18-year-olds at that time, you know, I did like to drink some alcohol, and I did quite often like to smoke some marijuana. And you know, me already being somewhat a confused kid, and I don't know, with 17 years you're not actually a kid anymore, you're basically already a man, or I don't know. But you know, me already being somewhat confused, and then you know, when I was very often also high, you can imagine I was, you know, I wasn't, how you can say that, I wasn't the most sane person. And I remember I went after school to this friend, and we will just you know just hang, and sometimes we would smoke something and stuff like that. And I went to visit him after school, and then when I went home I forgot my school bag there. So the next day when I went to school, I took my spare school bag, and after the school I went to visit this friend with the main purpose to get my, you know, original school bag back. And not only I managed to forget the second time in a row my school bag, I actually forgot my spare school bag and my jacket. This is how confused I was. And you know, this is just a little story that might not mean much, but basically this is how I was. You know, I'm not a perfectionist. I don't know how always to be careful. I don't know how always to be focused. I just like to be relaxed and don't care about much, or don't care about anything if that's possible. So yeah, I have problems getting that perfect game, and as I also mentioned in one of the previous videos, for my, you know, my style of playing Call of Duty, assault kill streaks are a lot more suited than, you know, trying to get these MOABs. But you know, I try to get MOABs because it's something different, because I have gotten thousands and 10,000s of kill streaks you know, already in the previous Call of Duties, and you know, playing the specialist, it's something totally different. And it also seems to be something that, you know, viewers on the YouTube do enjoy to watch. By the way, here, you know, you see me camp behind that blue whatever, you know, I don't know, is it mailbox or whatever that is, I'm not really sure. And that is a great sightline if you just want to take it safe. Right here I know that I'm actually quite close to a second MOAB, so I am playing very safe. And you know, I keep going back here because I know there is no way they can take me out. The only way they can kill you if you're here is, you know, someone can take you out with the sniper rifle, but I do know that the enemy team doesn't have not a single sniper. So I know as long as I'm there, and as long as I'm careful that they don't spawn at the C flag, basically, you know, there is no way they can kill me from there. Anyway guys, you know, this was fast. The video is already, you know, getting to an end. I hope you enjoyed kind of a little bit different commentary today. I am trying to get better also at commentaries and stuff like that, so it's not going to always be the same and boring. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I will try to bring you some more great gameplays in the future, and guys, see ya.